Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back to the podcast. This episode is part 3 of a mini-series that I've put together about the topic of manifestation. So a philosophy that is about getting what we want in life, so changing our circumstances, receiving material items through following some manifestation steps. So if you have not listened to part 1 and 2, definitely go back and listen to them. It's going to provide the context for this episode and it'll make a lot more sense. And there's a lot in these episodes, like all of the kind of training or topic episodes that I put out on this podcast. There's a lot of material in it. I'm not just kind of freestyling on one topic to get to just one point. There are a lot of points and a lot of different kind of headings and subject matter pieces in these episodes. So while you're kind of contemplating one thing that I present, there is probably a few more things that I'm presenting along the way. And that's just the nature of this kind of continuous discourse style of speaking. But yeah, there's a lot in them. So definitely go back to 1 and 2 and repeat them as well whenever you can so that you can get more out of it. Make the most out of my time as well. You may or may not be able to hear that I have a little bit of a blocked nose. I'm a bit congested. I'm just coming out of a pretty rough flu for a few days, and I did not manifest that. But I'm not going to get too distracted and go into that. Maybe that'll come up later. But I really want to get into closing off this topic. So part 1 and 2, we're really breaking down what this system is and what are some of the pitfalls of this system. What are some of the theories that we may have adopted that don't actually make sense? There are a lot of manifestation teachers out there. Manifestation philosophy, for this reason, has become really robust. Meaning there's a lot of people feeding intelligence and ideas and experience and authority into this system and topic, this new age system and topic. And for this reason, it is lacking a lot of questioning, but there's, a lot of followers to the system. So I've covered pretty much what not to do and what to really kind of be aware of. Because a lot of these ideas, use your mind, align your vibration. That's the only obstacle, is your vibration and your mind. These ideas, they sound internally coherent, but that's because we are embedded in a culture that just lives on the surface of reality. It means we also live on the surface of our ideas. We live on the surface of systems. This is a result of the stress that is, the embedded in our culture, embedded in our bodies. So because of that, we lack the slowness, the pause, the consideration, the yin component of our nervous systems and of the reality. And this means that we can adopt a lot of things that kind of sound right. So if something kind of sounds right, we will adopt it fully into our belief system, and we will start to also become a proponent of it. We will start to share it. We will, tell other people it's true as well. And it starts this kind of circle that things that are not true and don't make sense and are not helpful. And by helpful, it's not about things being good or bad. It's about, are they delivering? Are they likely to deliver the intention that it says it will, right? So that's pretty clear with manifestation. It says that you can achieve anything that you want as long as you follow this, and this step. But is it likely to do that? And the reality is that it's not. The way it's being taught, it's not likely to do that. But then when it's not likely to do that, then we go back to the teachers. And the teachers are, they are in a position of power. They have received some circumstances that are highly desirable to their followers and their students. And then we go back to them. The fact that it doesn't work actually propels the system further, and we go back to the teachers and they spout some more ideas and might sound logical, but again, it's just on the surface. In the first episodes, I really broke down, what to be wary of and what doesn't make sense of these philosophies. And today I'm looking forward to sharing with you what does work in manifestation systems and practices, Why do I love it so much? What works and how does it work? And hopefully this will inspire you and just in general help you to have a bit more sharpness and clarity and effectiveness in the practices that you choose to try with your precious time and energy and with your significant desires and needs that you have. The point of this podcast is to support you to have a more clear, more effective practice. So like I mentioned previously, is that I have a manifestation practice. I'm not poo-pooing the entire idea. I do believe the universe exists. I do believe that mystical, magical elements of practice are valid and significant. And yeah, I have a consistent magical and logical and subconscious mind manifestation practice. But I can connect to goddesses and universal energy and visualize all day long, but that's not what works. And the gurus will say it's because you're not aligned enough, or your desire is too weak, or your vibration is too low, or you're not experiencing enough pleasure or gratitude. Depending on which vein, there's so many branches of manifestation practice. Which ones? Is it a subconscious mind one? Is it a mind over matter one? Is it a pleasure and orgasms one? Is it gratitude and the gratitude vein? There's so many different ones. And it might be true. Your desire might be too weak. Your vibration might be too low, whatever that means. You might not be experiencing enough pleasure, gratitude. That actually might be true. But what I want to present today is that in my experience, kind of going over it as a teacher, looking at it, there are 3 parts to a manifestation practice, 3 correct or 3 valid parts to the practice that actually do make a difference. And you can visualize all you want, but that's only one step, and I'm going to explain why. And most teachers and schools, they really just focus. Really, the manifestation philosophy really just focuses on the first part, and the rest is just a fluke. The rest is just left up to, I guess the philosophy would say it's left up to the universe, but then it's not really a practice if it's only one step, and there's other steps that can absolutely be taken, that need to be taken to kind of finish the manifestation practice. If it's not done, then it's like you're kind of just, it's up to the universe anyway. So why are you putting an effort to that one step that kind of doesn't really finish it off for you? So, I mean, this is a huge topic about these 3 parts, but let's just start here. Let's start with the subconscious mind. Manifestation theory is usually paired with these psychological concepts. And when we're thinking about the subconscious mind, this is actually what's more than likely being talked about and encompassed in this idea of your vibration, right? Your vibration is if we want to actually think about what is that talking about, it's talking about, the condition of your nervous system. And predominantly, the condition of your nervous system is unconscious. So your conscious mind is what appears in words, what takes that kind of linear sequence, what you can organize in your thoughts, which is mostly through words, sometimes images as well. And the unconscious mind is pretty much everything else. There's so much of our experience that is unconscious, body-based. And let's look at it this way. If you think about our biology, it's optimized for survival. And we're wired so that our priorities are subconsciously set. So we live in a pattern, and that pattern has been previously decided. We don't reinvent that pattern every day. We live in a pattern. We're wired into a pattern, and that pattern has already been decided based on our genes and our family conditioning. So our day-to-day patterns, the way we live our life, and therefore, so our patterns, it determines our behaviors and our circumstances. So this is this idea that our vibration, our patterns, our biology is determining the behaviors that we take, the way we act, the way we think, the way we act, and that, of course, determines our circumstances. So these patterns, our behaviors, our circumstances are designed, are wired in for survival, 100%. That's the purpose. It's not wired in for wellness or thriving